Hi, I'm Teacher Colleen, and this is my garden. Well, I know some of you are thinking, Teacher, you're inside, and that's just a picture of flowers. And where's Holly? Well, you're right, I am inside. However, I know that some of you don't live in a house with a backyard garden. And I know some of you don't have friends or relatives that you can go into their backyard and garden in. And I know that some of you, even if you did have that, don't have the time or transportation, a way to get there, or maybe physically doing it is a little hard for you or for your family. So, for those of you who live in an apartment, we're going to do some apartment gardening today. This is my other garden. In it, you can see I have strawberries that are coming into bloom. I have a currant bush. I have a blueberry bush that is also coming into bloom. I have a grapefruit tree that is starting to set new leaves. I have a smoke bush that I rescued from being mowed several times. I have a fig tree. And I have 2 rose bushes that I propagated from clippings. Over here, I also have an orange tree that is also producing new leaves, as well as my shelf, in which I keep my gardening tools. I propagate seedlings, and I have my own set of plants that I'm growing. Now these lettuces will eventually be going out into the garden. This is a 2nd-story balcony, and I have a lot of things growing here. You don't necessarily have to have this much. You can have a single pot with some strawberries in it. You can have a larger pot with some roses, or maybe even some tomatoes. I had a friend who took his balcony and made huge planters on both sides, and then had hanging baskets instead of bird feeders all along the rim. So basically he stepped out onto his balcony into a jungle. Now, if you use a shelf like this, not only can you use it for storage like I am, but after these seedlings have gone into the bigger garden, I can put peppers and larger potted plants here. Some of those lettuces can be moved down here, and I can use the legs to plant a tomato plant here and a tomato plant here. They can grow up the legs, and so I can grow several things in a very small space and have the rest of my balcony or something else. But even with all I have, you can see this is where I store my bike. I also have my recycling bins out here. So I am able to utilize my balcony as a garden. Now let's step inside, because I know some of you don't even have a balcony, but just have a sunny window somewhere. This is my sunny window, and again, there are a lot of plants. Among the house plants that you'll see growing here, I have sweet potato vine that's going to go out into the big garden as soon as it's a little bit warmer. I have a rosemary that I'm going to transplant into a bigger pot. And back here, I have some ginger plants that I propagated from a root that I got from the store, and we'll talk about that another time. So even if all you have is a windowsill, you can still grow plants and vegetables. You can still garden. A bright sunny window, you can grow peppers, you can grow lettuces and green onions and all sorts of herbs. Anything that you can fit on the windowsill effectively, you can grow. We have been looking at the greens that are growing on my deck in my apartment garden. The greens I have on my deck are lettuce and spinach. Lettuce comes in different varieties. Some lettuce is red. Some lettuce is green. Some lettuce is crinkly. Some lettuce is smooth. Spinach also comes in different forms. Some spinach has round leaves, and some spinach has pointy leaves. As well as spinach and lettuce, there are other greens that you can grow. Beet greens, arugula, mustard greens, turnip greens, Swiss chard, dandelion greens, miner's lettuce, and escarole. These are just a few of the types that you can grow. Now, each type of green has different properties, different things that make them special. Some greens are peppery. Some greens are salty. Some greens are bitter. Some greens are sweet. Some greens are crunchy. And some greens are soft. But all of these greens work together to make a wonderful foundation for a salad.